Hello, my name is Carlos Aguaja. This is a C++ program. It has bubble sort and insertion sort. I pass two lists, unsorted lists that get sorted by both of them. I also have cout that shows all the index values at every conditional, the end of every conditional, and loop. So the bubble sort has temp, iteration, index, and sorted. I added sorted so that it will get set true here, and if it doesn't enter in here and make a switch at least one time, then I know it's sorted. If it doesn't come here at all, it basically goes through the whole list and it didn't have to switch any of them, then I know it is sorted. Sorted equals true. It can break out of this for loop, and it saves iterations that way. So other than that, the basic bubble sort. So iteration, and you can see it says 1 here because I output how many iterations it actually takes. So that counts. This would be the first iteration when it starts. So when it starts, it will go to this. It will obviously set this to true, and then the for loop for every index. So this is the one on the left, this is the one on the right. And so we'll start here at 65 and 14. If it starts at 0, this would be index 0, this would be index 1. 65 and 14. So we take these, if 65 is greater than 14, execute this code and switch them. So take the 65, store it in a temp variable, and then take the 14 and copy that over to the where the 65 was, and then copy the 65 over to where the 14 was. And we're sorted false because it had to sort 1, so we don't know that it's not completely sorted. So yeah, that's it for the bubble sort, really. So on the if statement, we have this, we'll have some numbers here, and we know that a switch was made. When the if statement ends, a switch was made. And when we see end 4, we know that the iteration ended. So that's it for the bubble sort. And I guess I'll go over the bubble sort now, since I just covered the code. So here's the bubble sort. So the end if, the 65 got switched with the 14, we know that. So it's gonna basically, these are the numbers. The next this is the next iteration. Well, if iteration, yeah, the next index right here. So 4, then it's gonna go to the next one and check that. So it's gonna check these two. So we've got to switch those. That's gonna check this one. We've got to switch that. That's gonna check this one. It's fine. Switch this one, and then that's it. And then you can see the end. The iteration, first iteration, ended here. So it will start here again, start at index 0 again, because the iteration ended. It will go back around, set sort to true again, and then start from 0 again. So looks like yeah, this doesn't look right. Okay, so this is gonna go to the left. Okay, so that's larger, larger, this is smaller, it's going to go to the left, and then that's it. So it's going to end that iteration, and then go back to 0. So check, well, here it's going to check one of these. So if it's smaller on the right, it's going to go to the left, like this 25, smaller than 52. It's gonna go to the left here, and then that's fine. That's fine. These are all good. And then the next iteration. So look for anything on the right that's smaller. The 25 is going to come over again, and then it looks like it's in. That's it. That's going to be it for that. Now it should be all fine. It did have to do so. This if statement, that means the sorted was set to false because it did a switch there, and then this end 4 was output here, but then it went up here, and then it didn't execute any if, and then it output this again. So, and then it went to sorted is true, so break, because it didn't go in there. So that's why you see these 2 4 end 4s, and it was 5 iterations. So insertion sort has first out of order, location, and temp. So we're going to take the list, has the same numbers, and it's going to go, this is going to execute just the first out of order is just going to keep going until it goes through all the index once, and then that's it. That's how that works. So it'll start at 1 and it works all the way up to the right, and what it does is checks the left one, so you gotta start at 1. So we do the first check here, list first out of order less than 1 is greater than first out of order. So it checks the left one is greater, yeah, it checks if the left one is greater than the right one, and if it is, execute this code. So store temp, because the right, if the right is small, it's got to go to the left. So if the left is larger, this has to go to the left. So let's take temp, let's store this one, that's got to go over to the left, and the location is going to equal the location of the index wherever it is. And then so that index will copy the left one on the do statement, and then location will go to the next one after that. So it's going to do a check here. So location already dropped 1 down, so this is already checking the 1. So this copied, so it is 1 2 and 3. So this copied this one. Alright, so let's say 1 2 and 3 locations, or maybe I can show better with this, the insertion sort. So what happens is on the do, it copies the do right here, copies the left one, see that? So this was 65 and this was 14, so the 14 got copied right here into temp. This copies the left one, and then this goes down 1. So temp now looks at location has to be greater than 0 because that's the index. If location equals 0, then there's nothing to the left. Then that's it. Just exit right now and just put temp there and location index, because there's nothing to the left anymore to compare. So that's that. And then, but if it's greater than 0, and it's also got to check this, so temp, so it will check the left, and if temp is so basically, so we got temp, we check the left, we copy the left over to where temp was, and then now we're going to move temp over here, but it's going to do this check, and if to the left of that is still larger, we're going to execute this again, and then that's how it works. So it's pretty much that simple. So the do, it copies this, and then we got 14, and then 14 comes over here, and like I said, the location, the index is 0, so it just puts it there. That's what it. Then it ends that if, because it breaks out of the while there, because location is 0. So the index is 0 here. Just put it right there. Then there's nothing else to compare or anything. There's nothing to the left there. So just that's what happens there. So the 65. Now looking at the 52. So that is so. Yeah, that's the 65 and the 52. Obviously the 52 is going to come over, so what happens is the do copies over, and then it checks over here, and this is smaller, so it's not going to copy this over again, so it goes right there. So the do over here, there's 2 do's, so the 65 gets, well, it wants to move this 43 over, so copy the 43 in the temp, copy the 65 over here, and then we're going to put 43 over here, but it does another check, so 52 is still greater, so copy the 52 over, and then finally we put the 43 there, where you can see that with the if statement. That's what I got put in there, and there's another one over here, the 25, so 75 and 25, there's a comparison. So let's store the 25 in temp, copy the 75 over here. So we want to move the 25 over here, but we check over here and 65 is still greater, so copy the 65 over, and then we want to put it here, but 52 is still greater, so copy the 52 over. We want to put over here, 43 is still greater than 25, so copy that over, and then we check this, and 14 is less than 25, so it inserts the 25, and that's how that works. Okay, so hopefully that made sense, and that's the bubble sort and insertion sort, C++. Thanks for watching.